you like ghost stories? Hey guys, it's Dan here with another book review, and this time I'm here to review Midnight in the Graveyard. This is the first anthology collection that has come out from Silver Shamrock Publishing, and it is a themed anthology. If you didn't get that from like the intro to this video, it is a ghost story anthology. I really enjoy themed anthologies, and I can't help but tell you guys that like anthologies are like a little like mini sampler, like a little chocolate shaped, heart shaped box where you get to sample different authors, maybe some you've never heard of, and then others maybe you're familiar with but you've never read anything by them. And I want to point out that Ken McKinley, who is the head of Silver Shamrock Publishing, he really has a love for the genre. I feel like he's got a good feel for what's good when it comes to the genre, and I think he has selected some of the better or some of the best. I don't know, is that too much to say that he has selected some of the best people in the indie horror genre? But yeah, I mean, he has selected some good ones, and there are some big names in here, like he's even got a short story by Robert McCammon. But yeah, there were a few stories in here that I was really surprised by how well I enjoyed them. Of course, I have to mention, for those of you who are not familiar with how I go about rating anthology collections, how I rate anthology collections is each individual story, I give it a 1 through 5 star rating. And then when I'm done, finished with the collection, I total up all of those ratings, and then I do an average based on how many stories there are and decide to give the book a final average rating based on all of the stories. Now, there were a lot of big names in here, and I'm not going to go over each individual story because, I mean, I think there were over 20 short stories in this collection. I'm just going to kind of give you some highlights and talk about some of the stories. Like some of the ones that really resonated with me, I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. Like there were a few 5-star stories that I really enjoyed. One I was really surprised by was one called "The Last Call at the Sudden Death Saloon" by Alan Leverone, which I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. But he's a new-to-me author. I had never heard of this guy, and to be honest with you, I think I had literally just got his Lupin project, was in another Silver Shamrock book coffee box that I had got. So I'm definitely going to go check that one out sometime soon, because I really enjoyed this Last Call at the Sudden Death Saloon. That story was involving a ghost supernatural researcher. He's a guy who goes and finds like places that are supposedly haunted online, and then he goes and checks them out in person. And there's this one little town that's supposedly really haunted, and people have been known to disappear there. And there's a twist ending to that story, which I can't tell you because I don't want to spoil it. But I found that one to be a really, really good story. I really enjoyed that one. And then Drowned by Hunter Shea. This was another story where it was about these ghost research people, where one of them had the ability to make ghosts leave a haunted place. That one was really interesting, and you'll find out when you get to the end of that one why it's called Drown. But they go to this little bed and breakfast, and it's haunted by a ghost that at every 6 a.m. it turns on the bathtub and then screams, and I can't tell you any more than that. But that one was really good, and that was my first time ever reading Hunter Shea. I know he's known for his creature features, so I'm definitely going to have to go check out some more of his writing. But yeah, that was another one that I rated 5 stars. There was another one after that from another author I've never read called Those Who Are Terrified, and that one was by Elizabeth Massey, and it was about these kids whose parents were on vacation and they were being looked after by their grandfather, and their grandfather was this really kind of scary kind of dude, and they're allowed to run around and play in this building because the guy really doesn't give a fuck about them, obviously. But they come across something and they discover that the place is haunted, and then they find an even darker secret about the place and about themselves. That one was really good. One I really did not care for. I mean, I want to tell you guys all about there was only like one story that I gave like 2 stars to. That one was called Cool for Cats, and it was about this like house that was owned by some millionaire or something, and they had a lot of cats, and they had some kind of system set up so like if you wanted to go investigate this place, you had to have some kind of connection, like a totem, and then you had to have a sigil, like a tattoo on you for the house to welcome you. It was really weird. I really did not care for that one. That one I gave 2 stars to. But besides that, there was another one I thought was kind of weird. It was called Ghost Blood by Kelly Owen. Like literally, this kid could see old blood, and there was the whole like one talk about this girl's period. I just thought that was a bit over much. I'm still going to check out the author because I liked her descriptors for some scenes. I thought were interesting, the way the word choices she used. So I'm definitely going to still check out her work, even though I thought that one was kind of average. The Ring of Truth is definitely one. I'm going to give you trigger warnings for that one. That one was written in the late 80s. I think it came out in 1989. I don't know why an older story was included in here. I mean, I understand that Robert McCammon was written in 89 too, and I understand why that one was in here. But that one, I'm going to give you trigger warnings, does have some racist ideology behind that one, The Ring of Truth. The Robert McCammon one, I was surprised. I did not enjoy that one as much as I thought I would. I really, really liked Boy's Life, and I really liked the way Robert McCammon writes. But I thought that it was called Haunted World. I thought that one I think I gave it a 3.5 star rating, maybe a 4-star rating. I liked it, but it wasn't as good as I hoped it would be. It was a little bit underwhelming for me. Another one I really, really enjoyed was Sawmill Road by Ronald Kelly. Now, this is my first time ever having read anything by Ronald Kelly. I guess they call it Southern Fried Lit is what he's like known for. I really enjoyed that one. It's about a little sawmill in this little town, about a ghost that haunts this sawmill, and these kids decide to go there to check it out and see if it's really true that the place is haunted. That one was really interesting and did not turn out the way I had anticipated, so that was another one that I thought was really good. There was Join My Club by Summer Cannon. I thought that one was interesting. The Russian Doll House by Jason Parent was interesting. Ooh, and The Glimmer Girls by the owner of Silver Shamrock. I found that one to be really well researched. It was kind of historical fiction with like a supernatural paranormal twist at the end of it. I found that one to be really good. I really thought that he put a lot of research into it, so that's why I gave it a 4-star rating, because it was really well researched. I thought that, he did put a lot of effort into writing that, so I did enjoy that one. The Gravedigger's Story by Catherine Meyer Griffith. She's another one I've never heard of. Oh, and I wanted to mention Swamp Vengeance by Brian Moreland. This was a story that really had, like, creep show vibes to it, or Tales from the Crypt. It kind of had that, like, moral kind of story about this guy whose wife is cheating on him. And, his wife's plotting to do away with him to collect life insurance. But there's a twist to that one, and I really thought that one was interesting. But it didn't turn out the way I thought it should have, so that's why I didn't give it a 5-star rating, because I just didn't agree with the ending for that one. And then the last one I want to mention and talk about is Portrait by Keelan Patrick Burke. This one was really, really interesting. This one was about a little girl and her family suffering from hard times. They're really dirt poor, and the mom is an artist who died suddenly. and then the dad was left to take care of this little girl, and they're really so super broke, and let's just say sacrificing for your kids, and then you come to find out near the end of the story why it's called Portrait. I found that one to be really good. I gave that one a 5-star rating as well. But yeah, guys, this was definitely something that this was an anticipated read for me, and it did pan out. All the hype about this book is legit. I know a lot of people on my friends list of Goodreads had really enjoyed this, and I'm going to say I did enjoy it too. My average rating for this, after I totaled up all my ratings for the individual stories, came out to be almost 4 stars total. So I gave this a 4 out of 5 star rating on Goodreads. Of course, as always, for you folks in the U.S., I will have a link to Amazon down below. I'm going to try and see if I can find this on bookshop.org for you international folks. If not, I will have a link to Silver Shamrock itself. Now, that's all I got for you. This has been Dan. This has been Midnight in the Graveyard. Oh, yeah, by the way, before I go, I gotta mention, if you got anything from watching this video, please buy me a coffee or two, because I'm not getting AdSense. It kind of helps support the channel. Not only that, if you came here looking for horror reviews and recommendations, please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. That's enough. I'm not going to talk anymore. Thank you for watching. Till next time, this has been Dan.